Hello, you gorgeous lot. Welcome back to another day here on Crafters TV. I hope we find you well. It is Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Not even fake, but it's a fake Friday, real Friday mashup special. And there's loads coming up in court, including this gorgeous pair. How are you both doing?
Hello. Yeah, good.
Good, yeah?
Ready to go? It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a fun day. Let me just tell you, gosh only knows what's going to happen today.
Yeah.
If your mood,
I'm in a strange
my
mood.
mood,
Yeah.
and well, Becky just laughs at anything when we're about.
I do. You make me cry. We had this
You make me
conversation. You make me
cry.
cry with laughter.
I was simply stirring my sugar in my tea, and she was gone.
Yeah.
That was
Couple of little stars, that was it.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much. It
No.
really doesn't. Three amazing shows coming up for you. You've got Wake Up Call, which is right here, right now, and that will be with you for the first couple of hours of the day, looking ahead at what's coming up in both Softer Side Life, that's at 2 p.m. in the UK, 9 a.m. over on the East Coast as well. And Becky, oh my word, there's some right Bobby Dazzlers, isn't there? The fabrics.
There is something that you are really keen on, isn't there? There is a new product we're launching today, which is absolutely right up your street. Yeah. We've got brand new fabric, and we've also got launches of 3 new bag templates.
Ooh, it's going to be a very juicy show. So that'll be at 2 p.m. here in the UK, 9 a.m. East Coast. And then myself and Craig. Craig is going to be headmaster, Craig, aren't you, for a glue school a bit later?
I am. Coming up later on within masterclass. It's masterclass / glue school 101, where we're going to step you through all of the adhesives. So this is something we tend to do every few months. I know Jan done the last one. And, whether you are a seasoned crafter, whether you're a beginner crafter, sometimes you just don't know when do you use a dry adhesive, when do you use a wet adhesive, when's foam pads better than glue gel, vice versa. We're going to go through all of that within the Glue School 101 at the end of the day on Crafters TV, 2 hours full. So what we're going to do within wake-up calls, we're going to spend a little bit of time in the 6 main adhesives we're going to have a look at. So we're going to look at our tape runners, we're going to look at our all-purpose glue, we're going to use our tacky glue, we're also then going to be using our foam pads, we're going to be using a variety of different adhesives to show you the best way to use them in intricate die cuts, mats and layers, and decoupage. What did I say?
Oh, you didn't say anything! So I was just looking at you and I just loved Becky was like, the whole time, and then she looked really strange, so I giggled and then she giggled and I giggled and then we couldn't hear something giggle.
I didn't even say or do anything.
I'm steaming up. It's going to be, Becky's completely gone.
You cannot have me in your eye line.
No, exactly. I think because we were just looking at each other, that was it, was enough, we've gone. It's going to be fun. Becky's got loads of questions about the glue. I'll get those from her as we go through.
I do actually have a lot of questions about the glue.
Do you?
Yeah, because I don't know what glue to use. So
do you not?
No. I just muddle through, so it'll be quite useful for me.
Yeah, come in, join in.
Yeah, I will do.
Yeah, sit in the studio, watch.
Yeah.
There's loads happening over on the website as well. It's going to be a great day, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned all day because it's going to be hilarious. There is a great penny sale happening over on the website, which is amazing, where you can get one item and then a second item for 1 penny or cent, of course, if you are across the pond. If you want to tune in, should we see what people are saying? I'm a bit sore today, a bit immobile. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
What have you been up to?
I was at the gym this morning. Yeah, before work.
Nothing good comes out of the gym.
No, nothing good can come of it. Marsha says good morning. Good morning, Marsha. Tim C says morning. Lynn saying morning as well. Sam says it's very grey in Darlington. It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sarah Brown saying good day from Australia. It's Friday night. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Sending hugs. Scrap Paper Scissors is saying hi from me. Very wet Ohio. We haven't done that for a while. I forgot about that. Nee says good morning, Craft TV. Hello, crafty friends. And also, Marsh says hi, Joe, Becky, and Craig. Hello to you, Nee. If you want to get in touch, you can do so in all the normal ways. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are over on YouTube. I don't know if you can see me messages. There we are. Right. No, you don't want to see that. Right, let's introduce those brand new Threaders templates that you've got. Storage is the name of the game with these, and you've also got some gorgeous new fabrics in here as well, which is fantastic. So make sure you're snapping those up. 36.75, 36.75 or 46.95 is your price there on those. Oh, wait until you see that amazing iridescent fabric that you've got in there as well. Absolutely awesome. 36.75 or 46.95 is your price on there. These are Adhesive templates. Let me take you through these. Before I take you through the templates though, we're going to have a look at this first because, I mean, I didn't realise there was this in there. I was looking at the samples and I was thinking, gosh, I really wish we could do that fabric that's on the samples.
Look at that.
Oh my word. I've got a backpack that's made up something similar to this, a Bureau's one, but can we just for a moment appreciate, oh, look at this. You are getting it included. You're all going to want to put extras of this in your basket. You can get it on its own for $8.99 or $10.95. You get 60 centimetres by about half a metre, I think, don't you?
Yeah. Yep.
Amazing. Is this hard to work with, Becky?
You do have to stitch it in a different way, and I will show you later on. So because it can be quite sticky when you're sewing with vinyl, you want to use a little bit of tissue paper in between your sewing machine and the actual fabric so it moves through smoothly, or you can use a Teflon foot if you've got one of those on your sewing machine. But yeah, it is easy to sew and great for making sort of little bags and little toiletry bags, or for making outfits for your first festival of the year.
Yeah. Me and Becky going to a music festival together in the summer.
We are.
I'm going to make Becky make me an outfit. She doesn't know yet, but that's what's going to happen.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. You'll also get, maybe you can make, don't make me an outfit out of this one. You also get the mesh fabric included as well. That would not be pretty. I look like Ramsey Nesbitt, wouldn't I? So you get that included there as well. And getting the actual fabric, the actual templates themselves. Now these are massive templates. 3 different designs in here as well for you. So you've got this one firstly, just here, this is your table tidy. You're also going to get the double pouch organiser. This is going to be so handy. I'm thinking even things like makeup brushes and stuff, I think would be wonderful in there. And then you've also got your get organised too. Really beautiful these, Becky. Lots that you can do with them, but so practical, which I think is wonderful.
Absolutely, and they were, if you've already got some kind of sort of storage in your craft room, but you want to actually use your own fabric, these are fantastic. And we give you step-by-step instructions, as always, in the package, but we also have videos as well. So this is the tabletop tidy, this one here. So you can see it's really, really big. You can fit so many things in here. And if I turn it around, you can see you've got this little vinyl, so this iridescence vinyl zip area. You've got little pockets down the side, you've got handles to help you lift it up, and inside you've also got this pleated pocket as well. So you'll be able to make these in any kind of fabric that you have. You just need to look on the back of them. It gives you all the details of exactly how much fabric you're going to need for those. Now these ones have been made with a bit of foam to give them a lot more structure. You don't have to do that. You can use just ordinary wadding, which is what I'm going to be using today, rather than foam. So they're going to be a little bit slouchier, but once they're filled with all your bits and pieces, they're going to be fantastic. Now, you could always put a strap on this and make it into an ordinary bag. You could use this rather than a table tidy. You could use it as a kind of picnic basket. There's all sorts of things you can do with this, and you can see you've got loads and loads of space in here. So the next one is this one here, which I will open up for you. Let's move one down there. So this one is your get organised here. So it's almost like a little portfolio here when you open it up. And then you've got these little zip pockets here. Now these are great for, perhaps you want to put, you're going to do some embroidery, or perhaps you want to use these for your paper craft. Maybe you're doing a particular project and you want to put your dies in here. You just need to sort of zip these, pop your little bits and pieces inside. And obviously you're doing all these with your own fabric. Now the great thing about this is you can
clever, isn't it?
Take these away, so you could then just pop that into the bag that you were particularly working on, if you're going away on a trip or something. You've got a little pocket here, which is, if I just move them out of the way, just the right size for you to pop your Gemini plates in
nice.
just here, so we've thought about that as well. So the idea would be that these are really good for you if you're going to be going on sort of crafting retreats to put all your bits and pieces in, and you'll be able to fit everything, get everything all organised in your colour scheme, in the fabrics that you may want to use. Now we've used So Boho, which is our fabric, which you'll be able to find on the website.
Well, Johnny calls it Saw Boho.
He does.
Saw Boho.
And I love it when he says that, because I think it's so cool. But yeah, you can make all sorts of different things out of different fabric for that. And then this is the final one, which is a double pouch organizer. So you've got a little bag at the front here, which opens up with your little bits here, pieces here. You've got little pockets over there, but actually you get another pocket which attaches with poppers here, and then you open that out, and it's got little pouches for you to pop your pencils, your paintbrushes. Maybe you want to use this as makeup bag, put all your makeup brushes in here, and then use this as your normal sort of cosmetics bag. And they've just got little poppers, so they just pop onto the front of that, and then that all is all worked together. So you've got a whole mixture of different things you can make using this vinyl. And as I say, using this vinyl, when you stitch it, you've got to stitch it in a slightly different way, but I will show you how to do that later on today. So a fantastic idea, great for you to sort of make lots of gifts and bits and pieces for everybody in all your colour schemes, and obviously use some of Joe's favourite fabric.
Oh, it is absolutely delicious. All three of the templates and the two new fabrics. So you've got the iridescent in there, and you will also get as well the mesh too. So really great. Snap that up. Brilliant price when you consider the amount of things you're going to be able to do with that. $36.75 or $46.95. That will be in softer side, and that is of course a full 2 hours now with myself and Becky. What could possibly go wrong? We haven't worked together in such a long time.
No, it's been a while. They keep us apart.
They do.
I don't know why.
Yeah, find out why they keep us apart at 2 p.m. this afternoon, 9 a.m. on the East Coast. Fake Friday, Real Friday special. It all could go wrong. I want to move on. This new fabric, Becky, isn't it delicious? So
Totally
delicious.
in love with this. This is such a these kind of sort of swans, these kind of images, these are very oriental kind of feel to me, and I love this colour scheme, this sort of grey and the sort of pale peach and the gold. It's fantastic. Really beautiful.
Cool. I absolutely love it. Are they swallows?
I think aren't they cranes or swans?
Those ones. I don't think they're swans. I think they might be cranes. This is my absolute favourite. This one is really gorgeous. The abstract splats. I'm not sure what we're calling it. We're calling it navy spot. It is beautiful. I can see, cushions and stuff would look gorgeous out of this. Table runners, wall hangings, all sorts of different things.
A shirt for you would, I think.
A shirt in that would be amazing. It really, really would. This one's also gorgeous with the flowers. It reminds me of Sarah's signature rose gold collection. Got that kind of vibe to it as well, which is amazing. So you got that one there. This one also absolutely stunning. I'll turn this around for you. It's got these gorgeous swans on here with the florals again, and then you've got a bit of a plainer one just there as well. Loving that. And then this one, I'm guessing these are lilies, Becky.
I think so, lilies or camellias. Magnolias, I reckon they are. Don't you think they're magnolias? Magnolias.
Magnolias?
Yeah, that's what I reckon.
I'm not a botanist, I wouldn't know.
Or water lilies, you might be right.
So lilies. Well, it's called water lilies. We really should just read the details, shouldn't we? Because, it says right there on the screen, it's water lilies, which is amazing. What would you be using these for?
Excuse me.
Are you okay? No worries.
There's so many things you could use these for, but I would. I want to use these for a little bag. And actually, one of the bags I'm going to be making today, I'm going to be using this fabric, and I think it's just such a lovely kind of muted shade. These patterns are really, really lovely. There's so many different things you can use them for, but yeah, absolutely cushions if you're just starting to make, starting your sewing journey. But I'm going to actually use them for the builder block today as well. Okay. So lots of options.
Loads of options. per half metre. Remember, we'll cut up to 8 metre pieces for you as well if you're going for multiples of any of them. Very busy across all of them is what I would say. A lot of you going for one of each, which seems to be the name of the game. Right, lots of those just jumped into baskets, I'm hearing. This one here is your sewing deal of the week. This bag, it's a whopper, it really is. I love the fact that you've got a beautifully large pocket in the front of there, which is always brilliant. And then you've got your main section in the centre of here as well. And actually what you're getting, of course, is a cutting mat as well included. So you're getting in here this one, which is your, you're getting this one included, Georgina? You're getting that one. I couldn't believe you're getting that one. I knew you were getting the cutting mat. I was just looking at the price. I didn't realise you were getting both of them in there. So you're going to get your cutting mat, which is brilliant. Yeah, we're all second guessing ourselves looking at the price, because I know the value on this is brilliant. So you get the A2 mat. So you get Junior shake here? No. So we're going to come back to that, Tracy, and we'll have a little look at that. This one? Oh, you get that? You get the fabric cutter? Yeah. The big fabric cutter? Oh my. What a great deal this is.
It really is a great deal.
You get this whacking great fabric cutter, which is amazing. And then you're getting it with the carry bag and you're getting the cutting mat. Excellent. We got there in the end. You get the mat, that's worth £30 or $30 free of charge. So you're going to get that, you get the massive bag there. It's going to be great for carrying all your projects as well as all of your tools. And you're getting the mat in there too. $79.98 or $112.94 is your price on that. We've got our Bab of the Week coming up next. All right, Bab, which is, Bab is I'm making a lot of mess today, I do apologise. Bab is a colloquialism from Birmingham. Oh, you're right, Bab, which means like, you're right, mate, love. Yeah, Bab, you not heard that one?
No, I always think of Barbara Windsor when I hear Bab.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, no, Bab is a colloquialism from Birmingham, very nearly. Right, let's move on and have a look at it then. You're saving 25%, which is excellent on this. And the builder block patchwork system is always so fabulous because it means you get all of that precise cutting from whatever you're doing. Lots of different dies within here as well, and full video tutorials as well as full instructions, including making blocks in 4, 6, 8, 9 and 12 inches, which is brilliant. For anyone that hasn't seen or owned a builder block before, what difference is it going to make to your life in the sewing room? Huge difference. So if you've historically cut everything using a rotary cutter and a ruler, this is really going to revolutionise how you do patchwork, because you're going to be able to use these dies, you'll be able to cut 6 or 8 layers of fabric in one go, and everything's going to be super accurate. Now that is a key thing when you're making patchwork, to be really accurate, because even if you're just a millimetre out, by the time you finish your project you can be significantly out with that. So when you get your builder block system, it comes like this in this little box. So this is compatible with the original builder block system as well. And in each of these drawers, you will get your little sort of box with your sort of map, and it will give you the details of how big all of those are, and you'll see what these look like. So these are your sort of deep dies. These are thicker than your normal papercraft dies, and they're the copper ones. So these are your multimedia ones. So you can of course cut paper if you wanted to with these, but they are made for cutting through multiple layers of fabric. You'll also get your little booklet in here, and it will show you how to cut them out, and it will talk about cutting against the grain. Now we've talked about this before. This is to do with making sure your fabric is straight when you pop it through the die cutting machine, and it's particularly important when you've going to be using a curve to make sure that everything is pointing in the right direction. If you're cutting something on a curve, you end up with a bit more stretch on it, and that's not what you want all the time. You want the stretch in the right place. So you'll always find that the information is down
down here which tells you about how to use those. Now with each of our dies we have taken into account a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, so you don't need to worry about sort of trying to work out what you need to do. You just need to use a straight 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. And you'll see as you go through the booklet it will give you the details of how many you need to cut and what size of shapes you need to cut in order to get all of these different designs. Now because you're using these rectangles, half rectangles and isosceles triangles, you're going to be able to make a lot of different designs, but you're also going to be able to make other designs if you've got the original builder block system. So as we're working through all these different designs here, you will find you'll get the odd one and you've got a little sort of mark here which tells you you'll need the original builder block system in order to make this one, because some of the images, some of the shapes are not in this existing pack, but there's plenty of them in here just using this pack, and it shows you how diverse your work can be once you start sort of collecting these builder block systems. So we can just see all of the details in here. Now the one we're going to make today, I'm going to make a very simple one. I'm just going to make one using some rectangles at the moment, because even though rectangles are quite simple to cut, once again, you've got to be careful and make sure you're doing them very accurately. And not everybody has the dexterity to cut with a rotary cutter. Not everyone can cut with a pair of scissors. I mean, you must know yourself, if you're trying to cut something with a pair of scissors, you never get it super straight and accurate. And the benefit of having the builder block system is the fact that you're going to get everything accurate and you're going to get everything cut really quickly. So we're going to use this one here, and I'm going to go for my 12-inch block, and that tells me that I need the 6.5 by 3.5 inch rectangles. So if I take my box here, I know that looking at this little guide here, my 3.5 to 6.5 inch ones are these ones here. So I'm going to take that out, and I've already pre-cut some fabric, so I'm just going to run that through my Gemini. So pop that away for the moment, and then we might get that back out a little bit later.
Very busy on this already. $74.99, $104.96. Remember, you can use your Club Inspired discount as well, so under £60 or $84. A lot of people tuning in as well and saying hi. Mariah says, morning all from Hamburg, New York. Loving this Threaders collection. Will be wonderful gifts. Lisa says hello, all from Minnesota as well. Hi, Lisa. Treasure Heart says, wish I knew how to sew. The bag is darling. It is, isn't it? And Scrap Paper says, Becky looks so pretty. She's always lovely, but I particularly love her dress today.
Oh, thank you very much.
It is beautiful. It's kind of along the same theme, colour-wise, as our new fabrics as well, isn't it? You're a little bit matchy-matchy.
I wish, do you know what, I'd love to have a dress in this fabric. I would love, if there's enough left, I can make dresses.
Can you?
Do I make dresses? No, because I don't have enough time. I may start to make a dress and then I'll hand it over to my mum and ask her to finish it off for me. But yeah, there's definitely, this fabric would be lovely as a dress, and I've got a wedding coming up, so I should try and get something like that, shouldn't I?
Absolutely, you're so excited about that wedding as well. You know, you were telling me this morning. Patty says, hello everyone from Michigan. One of her favourite cousins is getting married. Suzette Sue says, good morning Joe and crafty friends. And Kay says, good morning from Massachusetts. It's cloudy and yuck.
Oh no.
That's not very good. But we're here, you know, that's a reason to be cheerful.
Yeah.
You know, we woke up this morning.
It's all going to get much better. We're going to have a bit of a heat wave here, I hear.
We are, yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to Norfolk for the day on Monday. It's going to be 22 degrees. I cannot wait.
Oh, I'm quite jealous. I've been in Norfolk. They have quite a lot of lavender farms, don't they?
Loads of lavender farms. Yeah, I'm going to Burnham Market and it's surrounded by lavender fields. It's beautiful.
It's a bit early, isn't it, for lavender?
Is it a bit early?
I think you probably...
In June, I'm going to Provence, and that's, I think, the home of lavender.
You're just always on holiday. I'm so jealous.
I don't have as many holidays as Ben. Let's not start that rumour.
No, but you couldn't really, could you? No, I don't think anyone can have as many holidays as Ben does. Apart from Georgina.
Georgina, she's going on a perpetual holiday. It's my last day working with Georgina today. It's sadder than that, guys. Yes, she's off on her travels.
She's going to be away a long time.
She is, forever,
really.
Forever, ever. I'm sure I'll see her in sort of February or March, maybe next year, when I'm hopefully in Australia. Yeah, maybe I'll see her then.
You're going to Australia?
I hope so.
Oh, why am I the only one that's here? Because I'm the only one that's working.
Come with me. I'm sure you'd love Sydney Mardi Gras. You'll have a lovely time.
Oh, I'd have a great time. I do really enjoy that. So I've cut a few of these pieces up. I'm going to start sewing them together. So what I've done, I've cut some other pieces together already, so I'll show you how they go together anyway. But you've taken into a 1/4 inch seam allowance, so I'm just going to match that's right sides together. And then I'm using 1/4 inch a seam allowance when I sew on my machine. I will switch it on because that's sort of fundamental with a sewing machine, isn't it? Yep, that's working now.
Fabulous. Who else have we got here? Good morning. Oh, Donna wants to know if you will recap the plate arrangement for cutting fabric.
Of course. Do you want me to do that now? I'll do that in a moment. I'll show you what it looks like. It's not a problem.
Becky. Whenever you
So we've got, I've used some of the darker grey as well, so the grey and the cream, and I've sewn 2 of those together. And I've
With patterns like this, would you try and be mindful of matching pattern, or would you just go for it when they're not the same pattern?
I don't know what the repeat is. When you try and match patterns, you do lose a lot of fabric.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you'll end up sort of it's a little like doing wallpaper.
I guess because they have to be.
Yeah. And I'm always sort of mindful that I don't want to waste fabric, so I'm unlikely to try and do that. And I don't think it really matters, because when you're using this kind of fabric and you've got these pretty patterns, they're not so obvious when you've got them round the wrong way.
If it was a stripe or something
exactly.
like that.
So no, I probably wouldn't worry too much. But some people do. Some people really like the whole idea of matching patterns, and also that is something that's really quite useful by using the Gemini, because if you've got your dies, you can absolutely sort of lay everything out so you've got everything in exactly the right place.
Oh, nice.
So that is quite a useful thing, being able to see all of this and cut everything out. So you could make sure that you do that absolutely, if that's what you wanted to do. But I didn't worry too much, because I didn't want to waste the fabric, because I thought it was just so pretty. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sew some of these striped one, this dashed one. I'm going to sew a piece on the top and a piece on the bottom, like that. And I'm going to do the same with this piece here, like that. There we go. And then once they're all together, that's going to make my 12-inch block. So it's a very simple block first of all. So I'm going to put those together now, and then I will use a different shape out of the builder block pack, and we'll cut some more of those so you can show you the other kind of designs that you can do.
Excellent. Enchanted Craft Fairy, don't think that's their christened name, says, do all of the builder block dies fit the regular Gemini?
They will do, yes.
They will?
Yeah.
Excellent. Always good to know. Any other questions you've got, get them into me. When I say me, I mean Becky, but they'll come through me. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion across on YouTube. And remember, myself and Becky will be here for 2 whole hours with you from 2 p.m. here in the UK today, which is 9 a.m. if you're on the East Coast.
So what do you think with that fantastic iridescent fabric that we've got? What are you thinking that you would want?
I'm thinking something with a sort of like puffball shoulder maybe.
Oh.
Something with like a gathered shoulder, like a slight military look. Oh. But maybe like quite a short jacket.
You see, I quite like the idea of having something like that, but with 2 layers, and then filling the inside with a kind of some kind of glitter and some kind of liquid, so it all sort of swirled around. Ooh. That's what I quite like the idea of that.
Unless it leaks, and then you'd be in trouble. You don't want to leak the outfit on a night out. It's not a good look whatsoever. I quite fancy wearing some sort of Harry Styles at Coachella style outfit. Did you see his outfit at Coachella?
I didn't see.
It was a custom-made Gucci sequin jumpsuit.
Of course. Well, we all have one of those, don't we?
Yeah. It was very, very kind of low cut. And it was, I believe it was a sort of green colour, but they were huge sequins, really beautiful, beautifully tailored. But that would maybe work well with, I haven't showed you yet, have I? My helmet that arrived, my disco ball helmet has turned up.
No.
It's a helmet, but it looks like a disco ball.
Oh, I like that.
It's amazing. Do you want me to send a picture of it for you? Shall I? Okay.
So I like your sequin top that you've got. You know,
Yeah, very heavy.
It's very heavy.
It is very heavy, indeed.
Okay, so I'm just giving that a little bit of a press before I put that all together. So I did choose the one with the dashed lines on the top because I wanted to have that kind of flow. And I almost feel it looks a little bit like it's sort of a river running down.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. So put those two pieces together. I'm just going to make sure that I match up those seams. So probably going to pin this one. I haven't bothered pinning the rest of it. But there you go.
Don't forget also about that penny sale that's happening over on the website. There's loads of great deals over there for you. You buy one item, you get another one for a penny. Great value. Or a cent, of course, if you are in the US.
Wow.
Grace, our social media superstar, said, oh, Joey's outfit was amazing. So beautiful. It really was. He's a beautiful human, isn't he? Becky can't hear what I'm saying, so she's oblivious.
Huh?
It's funny, I was talking to you, but you couldn't hear. I know she had the machine on.
When the same
we were
things
saying
go,
that his Grace, our social media superstar, was saying his outfit was amazing. He looked beautiful, and I said he's an all-round beautiful human. Harry Styles.
I've been looking forward to his new film.
Yes.
That film, something Hello
He
Darling
plays
or something
about
like
a
that.
policeman, isn't it?
That's it. Don't worry,
Don't
darling.
worry, darling.
It's almost. I don't know whether it's going to be a bit like a Stepford Wife kind of film. It looks like that kind of thing, but I'm looking forward to that.
I think it's going to be quite rude, from what I've heard.
Oh, is it?
Quite racy. Yes.
Got distracted by Harry Styles, don't
Lost
we
there
all?
for a moment.
So there's your first block. So that is the block that I've done using just the rectangles. So if I show you what that looks here, so that's this one here. So that is a 12-inch block. Now, even though we are using just rectangles, that still would have taken far longer for somebody to cut out and then sew together and make sure it all matches. And it does all match. Everything marks up, which is really quite extraordinary for me because often my stuff doesn't match up. So I'm really delighted that that does.
Amazing.
So what I might do later on is do another one and then make it into a little bit of a table runner. For the softer side later on today. But what I thought I'd show you is I've cut a few more bits and pieces out of this fabric using this builder block so we can see some other sort of shapes and designs that we can do. So let's have a look what we've got here. So if we go through, obviously I'd only want to choose a design where I've got the same shapes and I don't need to use a builder block the other builder block system. So maybe this mill block one here, which gives you like a kind of star. This works quite well, or this ninja star. So we just need to cut out some isosceles triangles and also some half rectangle triangles. So let's do that one, and you can see how quickly that one comes together as well. So I'll pop everything away. So I do love the fact that I can put everything back in where it belongs, and I don't just sort of fling them into the big box that I have all my papercraft dies in, which is really, really wrong. That's why I can never find the papercraft die that I'm looking for, I think. So I want 8 6.5 by 3.5 rectangle triangles, and I need 4 6.5 isosceles triangles.
What is an isosceles triangle? Two sides are equal in length, one isn't. Becky,
There you go.
I know.
I said that without moving my
You
lips.
did, didn't you? You're like a ventriloquist dummy.
I always get, do you know what, I remember at school thinking I'm never going to need to know about these isosceles triangles, right angled triangles, all things like that, and who's to realise that actually I did need to know about them.
You did.
And they were actually really quite useful and helpful. So I'm just using the 3.5 by 6.5, so basically I'm using all the largest shapes here for cutting those out. So let's grab some fabric. Let's use some of this one. I haven't used this one yet. This is the In Flight, I think this one was called. Is it In Flight?
It's indeed.
I'm quite impressed that I remember
Is
that.
there a correct or incorrect way to fold it? I know you just sort of fold it there. Do you have to cut the fabric on a certain, in a certain direction?
Yeah, so when we do this, when you have a look at the booklet at the very front, we talk about the grain line here and how we want the fabric to look. So the grain line is the straight up piece of your fabric. So when your fabric is being produced, you will have strips of fabric or strips of thread that go upwards, and then you have the other pieces that weave in and out. And the ones that go straight up are called the warp, and the ones that go across are called the weft. So the warp is the bit that goes straight up, and you can tell that by your salvage edge, because that would be the edge of your fabric. That's the bit that goes at the side of the fabric, and obviously then when you cut it out, so that's how wide your fabric is. So this bit here is the actual sort of bit that goes upright. So if you've got your salvage edge, you know that if you've got it straight, then that's the way your grain line is going. But if you don't have that salvage edge, you could find yourself a little bit stuck. And the best way of doing it is by giving it a pull. So if I pull it this way, there's not much give here. But if I pull it this way, there's quite a lot more give. And that's how I can tell which is my warp, which is my grain line, that my grain line is running this way, because I know I can't move it that much, but this way I've got a lot more give. Now if I was cutting something on a curve, so it's going like this, if I pulled it at a curve, you can see I've got a huge amount more stretch. And that's when we talk about cutting things on the bias or cutting things on the curve. And when you have a curved piece of fabric, so you might have a right angle here and then a curve here, you need that kind of stretch along this part here in order to fit those curves together when you're doing patchworking. Ah. So that's all you need to know.
That's the best explanation I've heard on that, because I always normally forget it, but I'm going to remember this time, I promise.
Are you? I'm going to test you next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can test me next week.
Yeah.
Are we back together next week?
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
We'll see how 2 o'clock. We'll see how 2 o'clock goes, eh?
I don't know when we're next together, because we often sort of see each other. Don't see each other for like a month, do we? And then
no, they keep us apart. They do keep us apart. So are you not back next week? You'll be back the week after. Or are you back next week?
I can't remember.
I'm have a look.
I'm not back next week. I'm not in next week. I'm not here next week.
20th. It's going to be back on the 20th.
Yeah.
So well, I'm in that day, so we'll be together.
Oh, no, we're back together. Now, obviously, Craig knows about your big Neighbours fan,
Craig
aren't you?
is a huge Neighbours
fan. So when what are they called? Kylie and Jason come back. Are they going to be back as Kylie and Jason? They're not. Scott and Charlene. Well, Scott and Charlene. Yes. Are they going to be as Scott?
Talking about Neighbours, the Australian soap opera. It's ending. Very sad times. But they're bringing all the biggest. Because look, I was joking yesterday. To be a star in Australia, it's a TNC that you have to have appeared in Neighbours or Home and Away.
Yeah.
So they're bringing all the stars back for the final episode.
Russell Crowe.
Chris Hemsworth was in it, was he not?
I think they were all in there.
He's in Home and Away. I wonder if they'll keep the street as like a, because you can go and do tours of the street at the moment, can't you? So I wonder if they'll keep that, or that'll be gone as well.
Oh, they can't get rid of that. People will still want to go. Yeah.
Oh, it's an actual street.
In Ramsey Street.
Yeah. Why don't, in the comments, you let me know what your favourite soap opera is? I'm not sure if soap operas are as big in the US as they are here in the UK. They are probably the biggest watched TV shows that we have, aren't they? Coronation Street, EastEnders, Emmerdale, Hollyoaks.
I think soap operas are quite big in America, aren't they?
I don't know. Let us know. What's your favourite soap operas? Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube.
I'm just going to cut a few pieces of fabric and then I'm going to run these through the Gemini.
I love this particular one of these fabrics. I've got a big floaty dressing gown at home, which is not that dissimilar to that.
Kind of a Chinese-y, Oriental kind of feel to it,
Well, I've got like an exotic rainforest sort of style one. It's probably a little bit. I wanted it to be really massive and oversized, but now it's too big that I can't actually tie it up because, well, like where the loops are on the belt, they're too far over each other. So I need to really try and take a panel out the back or something to make it smaller.
Well, yeah, that's probably the thing to do something like that. Now, what I'm going to do here is, when you look at my example here, you need your triangles here and you also need them that way round. So that means I've got to, because I've got patterned fabric, if I was going to do this in plain fabric, I need to cut 2 of those with the diamond, with the fabric facing up, and 2 with the fabric facing down. Now, because I've folded up my fabric, it should be just perfect. So I'm just going to pop those on there and put that there. I'm going to use a tiny bit of tape just so it stays in place, and then I'll run that through the machine. And then pop that through.
They're laughing in the gallery. I've sent them a video of me in my helmet.
Video of
My
what?
helmet. I've sent them a video of me having a little boogie in my helmet. Jenny was at the window. I didn't realise she was in there watching it, and I just stood here going, having a little boogie. I look up, and the boss is there having a chuckle.
Okay, so I've cut those ones out, just put those to one side, and then I'm going to place this large isosceles triangle on here and run that through the machine.
I'm guessing as well, these are a multimedia die, aren't they? So if you wanted to use these for other things, you're free to do so.
Absolutely, yeah. You can use them for all sorts of different things. I mean, actually, this big one would be great if you wanted to make bunting out of card.
Nice.
You know, you could just cut lots of those. Obviously, you're sort of losing that sort of little point, but that doesn't really matter.
No, that's all right.
You can hide
Have you
that.
got plans for the Jubilee? We've been talking a lot about the Platinum Jubilee at the moment.
I think I'm working on the
Friday.
On the Friday,
Right.
and then on the Saturday, I've got my niece coming over. We've got a big street party happening. Well, we're closing the street. Whether we're actually doing a proper party, none of us can quite work out yet. But there's definitely loads of street parties happening around where I live. So as long as the weather's great,
On Saturday,
I think
that'd be
great.
lovely. I'm in London actually. Maybe I'll pop round for a slice of Victoria's Punch.
Come over.
Brilliant. I'm at a music festival.
Oh yeah, come. We're going to be doing lots of music festivals, aren't we?
Fabulous.
So I've done my triangle here, or my isosceles triangle, and then I'm going to do these 2 like so. So I'm just going to join those together. Now you can see from the edge of the triangle we have this sort of blunt end. This is automatic that we've done on the dies, and to ensure that when you sew your 1/4 inch seam allowance, these would be the little pieces like the dog ears you would trim off in order to minimise the bulk that you've got in your patchwork. But obviously, because we've done all of this, you don't have to worry about them. So I'll just sew these 2 together, and you can see how that would look. And then that is the basis of this particular design, which is called the mill block. So I'm just going to pin those together so I get them nice and accurate.
Adriana saying good morning from San Antonio, Texas. Good morning, Adriana. Enchanted Craft Fairy says, I absolutely love listening to the experts. Thank you, Becky. And Grace, our social media superstar, she loves a bit of Home and Away. She's an addict, apparently. I don't really watch any of the soaps regularly. Do you, Becky?
I don't anymore, but when we were at school, because I'm a child that was, at school in the 90s, it was all about Neighbours and Home and Away, and it was so bad that in our school we had a common room when we were in the 5th form, where we would have TV and tea making facilities. It's a bit like a hotel, and a sofa.
This is at school?
This is school in the 5th form, in our common room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then we were always late for the next lessons because everyone was watching Home and Away.
Where you went, we barely had running water where I went to school.
Well, they then changed the school timetable, so we weren't late anymore. We could all watch Home and Away.
Oh, nice.
And they said it was, because they felt, we felt the girls really needed something and they enjoyed it, blah, blah, blah. And I think secretly it's because the teachers wanted to watch it as well. Because it was so big. It was such a huge thing. Everyone was watching it. And, back then you'd go on holiday and you'd give a friend a tape, and their job was to record Home and Away and EastEnders and all those sorts of things for you while you were on holiday. And you'd have to try and do that for everybody. But yeah, that was the kind of thing that we used to do. So it was a huge thing when I was young, and I don't tend to watch it so much anymore. But that's just one of those things. So you can see how they would look now. So that is this little point here. This is this first part here. So when I turn it over, you will see This is this little point, I was saying we've almost had this little end cut off of that triangle. Now, if that hadn't been cut off, it would then go to a little point here, and that would be the little bit we trim off. But you can see everything matches up perfectly because we are using our dies from the build block system. And you can see how quick that is for me to start putting a big quilt and a big block together.
Awesome. Absolutely beautiful. Very busy on this. $74.99, $104.96 is your price here, which is fantastic value. It really, really is. $59.99, $83.97 if you are a platinum member. Laurie saying, good morning from Wisconsin. Good morning, Laurie. I don't know where Wisconsin is. Any ideas in the gallery? I know it's in the US, obviously, but
is it,
I'm going to say, is it no. Top right.
So possibly a bit chilly.
Minnesota and Michigan. Okay, so sort of, it's about sort of half past 2, half past 1.
What?
If you were looking at a clock, what
would
be on the clock? Sort of about half past 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, brilliant. Anyway, that's enough about my lack of good geography knowledge. The builder block, very, very busy on that. Snap that up. We may see a little bit more of that, Becky, at 2 o'clock.
Will do, yeah.
We will indeed. Fantabulous. Right, let's go back to, let's have a little look at the Sabre Stitch items. So, these are brilliant. These are proper essentials, these, which is why I love them. You've got the neutral hues and the pretty pastels in here. You've got 3 whole meters of fabric there for that price. Half meters of each, which is brilliant. And again, this one for baby projects, I'm thinking is going to be gorgeous. And then these will go with absolutely everything. 10% already gone on these already. So please snap those up if you want to get your hands on them. We're going to look at the batting next. Batting, wadding, whatever you call it. You buy 3 and you get 1 free, which is awesome. So I only have 1 piece here, so we're going to get 4 pieces this size. Brilliant. And getting the 80-20. What's the 80-20 good for, Becky?
Most sort of general quilting. So where we've got, so these bags, for example, these would have 18-20 in them. So they're not massively rigid. They're quite light. So these are great for like a wall hanging and this kind of batting, wall hanging or a light quilt. But if you want something really thick and heavy, you'd want something a little bit more heavyweight.
Amazing. Let's also have a look at these. We've got some multimedia dies for you. This one here is your decorative retro panel, and this is coming with the cork fabric, which is handy. It's got that sort of cork feel to it, but really easy to use. It's a great alternative to leather, which is brilliant, and quite easy to sew too, which is excellent. You're saving 25%. Brilliant for little wash bags and stuff, little makeup bags, I think, that one. $11.98, $17.98 if you are a platinum member. Oh, whoopsie. We're going to go back to and have another look at our new templates again, because it is really super busy on this. I'll show you the templates first, then I'll show you the fabric, because the fabric is just gorgeous. It really, really is. You've got 3 different bags in here. These are big templates. They make big projects, these. This one is your table tidy there, as you can see. You've got your organizer here. And you've also got your Get Organised, which is rather marvellous. Then what you've got, of course, is this. Oh, gosh, it's so delicious. It is your amazing vinyl. Just look at that. How amazing is that? Isn't it brilliant?
It is really pretty, isn't it?
So gorgeous. Absolutely wonderful. It's like amazing. It's like... Do you know what it was like?
What?
It's like unicorn leather. You know, that's what it's like. It's unicorn leather.
No,
faux unicorn leather.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can totally get that. That kind of iridescence kind of look to it. Yeah, faux unicorn leather. Maybe we can change it to that.
Sorry?
Maybe we can change it.
Can we change the description to faux unicorn leather? Can someone call the manager of the vinyl, please, and let them know we're changing the name? Thank you. And we've also got the mesh fabric in there as well. And this one is the same size, 50 by 60, the mesh. I did look at I did have the sizing on the, it's a 50 by 60, yeah, so just over a half metre.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Excellent value, $36.75 or $46.95. Erin, have you seen this? I'm going to show Erin, she hasn't seen it. It's faux unicorn leather. Look. Oh, Oh, incredible, right? She's blown away. She's absolutely blown away. 29.40, 37.56 if you want to get that as a platinum member. You can go for extras of, we're going to call it now the faux unicorn leather forever. It's not going to be called the iridescent vinyl. Is that what we were calling it? I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. It's faux unicorn leather. So make sure you get your hands on that. Alison says, we love our soaps in the US. For me, it's General Hospital.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that one.
You heard that one?
Yeah.
And Mocrafts has got the bundle. Can't wait to try them out. They're absolutely gorgeous. Lots you can do with these though, isn't there, Becky?
There is. And so this is the table tidy. So you obviously don't have to use it table tidy. You can put some straps on this, make it into a carry-all. But you've got a huge amount of space in here. So if I show you there, you've got this little pocket here, so you can store your bits and pieces. I think this would be really great as a kind of picnic bag. You've also got your little sort of pockets, little mesh pockets to put bits and pieces in. Obviously the mesh has got a little bit of give in it, so you can fit lots of your tools and all those bits and pieces. You've got another pocket over here, and then of course over here you've got a zip pocket with your vinyl on there as well. So really, really good and easy to put together. It's not complicated. This particular one is very rigid. This has been made using some foam inside there, but you don't have to do that. You can just use some wadding, which is what I'm going to be doing today. But you can see how that really makes a really lovely item. Fantastic for making in all your colour schemes. I mean, maybe you've got an unusual colour scheme in your craft room and you want to be able to use your own fabric. This would be fantastic for doing that.
Yeah,
or maybe you want to print your own fabric and you want to do a little bit of silkscreen printing or that kind of thing. You can make something like that. Get the kids printing with fabric paint, and then you can make one of these for them to store all their bits and pieces in. Lots and lots of different options for you to do. Now this is the Get Organised, which is the kind of I almost think this is a bit like a portfolio. So you've got your little tabs over here. And it sort of, you carry it around with you as a kind of portfolio. But as you open it up, you've got all these zipper pouches that you can fit all your bits and pieces. So maybe you want to put all your, maybe you're doing jewellery, maybe all your findings and things like that, your gemstones and that kind of thing. And then the great thing is you can then just take them off. So you can make multiples of these and then have all your bits and pieces all stored in them, and then just use this little sort of pouch bag when you're going to a class or something, and just take out the bits and pieces that you need. There's nothing to stop you from buying extra of the vinyl, and we used our zips on a roll for this to make lots and lots of these different pouches, so you can fill up with all your bits and pieces. Now you've got little pockets at the back, and your pockets at the back here, at the front and the back, they will fit your Gemini plates in there absolutely fine. So yes, this is a really sort of handy way of organising yourself and getting all your projects ready to go effectively. And then the final one is the double pouch. So you have got like a little bag at the top, or little bag here first of all at the back, with a zip and a little pocket inside. And then you have a little pouch that is detachable that comes off the front with all of these little places for you to put your sort of pens or brushes or that kind of thing inside there. And then this just pops off. So if you didn't want to use it like that, you could just take that with you. So this would be really a good option if you were going to be making this into a little cosmetics bag. You could have this as your toiletry bag, and then you could put all of your makeup brushes down here as well.
Seem nice. They're brilliant, aren't they?
Cheesy Pete.
Cheesy Pete. Oh, my teeth look great from this angle. Right, I want to show you these fabrics. Poor Becky. She doesn't stand a chance, does she, with us two here in the studio. You can see here, let's run you back through the different designs you've got. I absolutely love these. They're glorious. So you've got that lovely swans there. You've then got this one, which is a great sort of background one for you as well. Am I doing them in the right order? I am. This one here with the gorgeous birdies on there. This is my fave. This one here with the splats. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. Then you've also got the florals on there as well, which is brilliant. This one with the swans. Oh, absolutely love a swan, but they can be very aggressive. There's the cream swan. Then you've got this one, another great background, and this matches beautifully in with that final water lily as well. $7.49. It is the most gorgeous buttery soft fabric, $7.49, sorry, or $10.99. Do definitely grab a hold of those. Right, we're going to take a really short break, and I'll be back on the other side of this with Craig.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash. Take all the hard work out of patchwork with the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork System. This innovative collection of multimedia dies allows you to create patchwork blocks with ease and total accuracy. This set includes 18 dies to cut a range of shapes and sizes for patchwork or quilting projects. They can cut multiple layers of fabric at once. They include an accurate 1/4-inch seam allowance, plus all of your pieces are cut exactly the same size every time. Follow your own creative inspiration or look through the 20 patterns laid out in the guide. Not enough? There's an additional 60 patterns online. And right now, we have amazing offers on the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork System. Quick Buy, get yours now. Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash. Put away your tape measure and fabric scissors. The Threader's Fabric Cutter offers accuracy and precision with every cut. This handy tool slices through fabric in a guillotine style. Its ergonomic design features a comfortable and protective handle, so it's safe and easy to use whether you're right or left-handed. Its 45mm rotary blade will cut up to 6 layers of fabric at a time, so your sewing, quilting, and upholstery project times are cut down to size. It's equipped with a measuring guide in metric and imperial for a perfectly accurate cut every time. The built-in grid ruler has 30°, 45°, and 60° angle lines, so you can cut fabric on any angle, including the bias. Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash.
Fabulous. Quick buy there. Do you want to see my disco helmet? Yay! Ah, all right then, let's have a look at it. You ready? I mean, it's a treat. It's a feast for the eyes, Craig. Here's a picture of it.
Hooray!
There's my disco ball helmet. And do you want to see it in action, Craig?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at it. It's like a disco ball, look.
Love it.
Look at it. Absolutely. Absolutely love it. It is fantastic. Right, we've got a glue score, haven't we? Things could get sticky in that last show of the day. 6 p.m. here in the UK, 1 p.m. on the East Coast. That's 10 a.m. for all of you West Coasters. There's loads coming up. I think it's one of those masterclasses, Craig. I'm going to be honest, it sounds like it could be a little bit boring on the outside. Were you all thinking it? You were all thinking it. But it's one of those things that actually once you start exploring it and getting into it, there's a lot to take into account when using adhesives, isn't there?
There really, really is. You know, it's not so much yes and no's and you can and you can't. There's a couple of them where you would maybe use them, let's say for instance a wet glue. There's a couple where you would use the all-purpose with a certain cardstock over another one, for instance like a coated one. It is more the fact of you using them, you seeing what feels comfortable, i.e. if you're going in with your decoupage, do you feel more comfortable having that wiggle room with the glue gel, or are you happy just to have that instant stick with the foam pads? So it's trial and error, but it's just a way to show you that the different ways, the different uses. Certainly within the Masterclass Glue School later on at the end of the day, we'll go over a big variety of the adhesives because some of them as well, whether it's the tape runners, whether it's red liner tapes, you can be using heat embossing for the red liner tape, you can be using your Gildan flakes with them and that as well. So some of them aren't just an adhesive based product, you can use them for different mediums as well. But then within Wake Up Call, what we're going to do is we're going to do like a little mini one. The three, for me anyway, the three most adhesives that are used: straight tape runner, dotty tape runner, all-purpose glue, our tacky glue, our glue gel and our foam pads. These are kind of like the 6 main bases I would say at least have within your stash, and we're going to go over these 6 within this last, or this remaining 45-50 minutes of Wake Up Call, and then we'll have the full 2 hours later.
Amazing.
On in the day.
I'm going to run you through a few of the deals then, if that's okay. We've got a tape runner for you. They are strong and they are long as well. They are permanent, these, and they're 22 metres, which is really long, isn't it, compared to the other ones that are out there, Craig?
Absolutely. Other ones out there in the market, you know, and there's some big branded ones out there, and they tend to be between 10 and 12 metres. Our ones, ultra strong, ultra strong, ultra tough. They can rival the big adhesive company out there, and they're 22 metres.
Amazing. So you've got that one. You're going to buy 3 and get 1 free. And they are super strong. If you're used to having tape runners in the past and things falling off, bits dropping off, things not, you know, sticking together, these are fabulously strong. We also have it available for you in the dotty tape pen as well. Same deal here for you. No glue bogies here, Craig.
None whatsoever. All that you're going to do with these ones here is go into your intricate die cut pieces, roll it over the back, so it's the same strong, extra tough adhesive you get in with the straight tape runner. The only difference is they're tiny little dots. The adhesives are only going to stick to the die cut back in, and they're not going to stick anywhere else. And as I say as well, you can still go over with your Gildan flakes and that, so you get a lovely dotty effect as well. But these ones are all for your intricate die cut pieces.
Absolutely amazing. So you've got both the options there for you. We've also got foam pad collection. You get the sheets in here. The sheets are super handy, aren't they? You get the foam on a roll.
You do.
And you've also got your craft foam pads. You've got your larger ones and your smaller ones. You are a foam pad fiend, Craig. Why do you love them so much?
I love them so much because I love that they are instant. So I'm more than happy, I'm more than comfortable, and I'm more than confident if I'm lining things up, I can get them in the right place first time. With these ones, you can make your card and you can send it. Now, there's going to be times where you're going to want your glue gel that we'll talk over. Glue gel is a phenomenal glue gel, and 3D glue gel to use. The only thing you have to take into account with that one is you need to let it dry. Love my foam pads. You've got the sheets there. Go in with your dies, so you know, not your overly intricate dies, but still just your die cuts. Die cut that foam sheet. If you managed to get a hold of the Gildan flakes the other day, you know that there were some foam pad shapes in there once. Create your own with these foam pad sheets as well. You've got 3 different depths in them. You've got that foam on the roll, and you've also got your foam pads as well. So if you don't want to cut up your foam pads into little bits, you've got your foam pad sheets, you've got your foam pads to do that.
Amazing. Snap those up for sure. We've also got the red liner collection available for you. This is brilliant because you get all 3 of the different widths in here. Was my nemesis for a long time, Craig, red liner tape. We've made peace in recent times. Yes, indeed. Why do you love to use this particular adhesive?
So this one here, ideally, is for your construction. So when it comes to construction, I would say it's either use your red liner tape or your tacky glue. With your red liner tape, that's a really good dry alternative to your tacky glue. Ultra strong, so construction, your box making, anything like that. But then with your red liner tape, what you can do is you can pop your glitter over the back of it, you can pop your Gildan flakes over the back of it, and you can pop your embossing powders over the back of it, and heat emboss on top. So the heat from your craft iron or your craft tool is not going to damage it, it's not going to melt it. It is so strong. So construction, or do your backgrounds, your mats and layers with some colour embossing powders.
Amazing. Absolutely awesome. Snap that 1350, 2750. These look super exciting. These are your double-sided adhesive sheets that you've got in this particular one just here. You get 18 sheets in total. Again, don't look very exciting, these ones, Craig, but versatility here is amazing, isn't it?
It really, really is. So by the end of the masterclass later on, and even by the end of this section here, you will have an idea what adhesives to use when. If we have a real focus on your intricate die cut pieces, you may like to use your dotty tape runner. Alternatively, you take your cardstock, pop it onto one side of that adhesive sheet, die cut it. I always like to put my metal shim in because you'll have your cardstock, you'll have your non-stick backing, you'll have your adhesive, so I like to put my metal shim in. Once it's die cut, if you peel the backing off, that whole intricate die cut piece is edge to edge adhesive. It's really, really good to be using, but whether you're using it to attach your die cuts down with, or if you want to come over with your glitters or your gilding flakes, all these things that you can do as well. But because they're A4, you can cut them down, you can do them into different sizes, you can use your dies, as I said there a moment ago. So they are an absolute staple in your crafting stash. You might not use them a lot, but they are an absolute staple to have in your crafty stash.
They are indeedy, indeedly doodly. So make sure you snap those up. $11.98 or $19.98 is your price there on those ones. Double-sided finger lift tape. I've seen you seem to recently have just started again using this all the time, Craig.
Absolutely.
Why is this your sort of go-to adhesive at the moment?
So what I love about the double-sided tape, this is something that I have used ever since the very, very, very first crafting product that I bought. One of them, as I've said before, was a decoupage. It was a Forever Friends decoupage kit, and it was also an adhesive pack. And within that adhesive pack was your tissue tape, finger lift tape. It's what I love, it's what I use all the time. Use it all the time at home. When I started here, I went through a spell where I was using our tape runners and that, but I've always gone back to being on air, go back in and I use my my tissue tape. Call it tissue tape because you can't tear it. Red liner tape you can't because it's like a plastic. You can't tear it. This finger lift tissue tape, you can just tear it. You've seen me do it live on air. I've used it that much that I am probably just as quick using it live on air than I am using the tape runners. So tape runners that we'll talk you through are quicker, unless you use it for a long period of time. You see me using it, I'm just as quick using my finger lift tissue tape over my tape runner.
There's a lot on these rolls, but there are 25 metres on there, so that is absolutely loads. Really, really awesome. You get 8 of them as well, which is brilliant. 715, 23, 70, sick.
And with that one, Joe, although I would heat emboss with it, you can still pop your glitters or your gilding flakes on it. It's still strong enough for you to pop them on, just don't heat emboss with it.
Is it as strong as a red line tape?
It's not as strong.
Right.
No, your red liner tape is ultra, ultra, ultra strong. That has been designed for your construction. And keeping in mind, because you can heat emboss with it, it's going to take that heat no problem whatsoever. Don't get me wrong, it's still super, super strong. I use the tissue tape, but your red liner tape is always going to be the strongest one.
Amazing. Right, do snap those up. We've also got the low tack tape. Now, I'm gonna level with you, right? So this one here is $7.98. You get 2 sets for this, which is unbelievable. I think you would bear, so that's 6 rolls. I don't think you get much change out of 1 roll of the brand leader of that tape. You know the brand I mean, you go into the newsagents and you buy it.
Absolutely.
You're looking at what, £5 a roll? You get 3 rolls on each, you get 6 totals, and you get the carrier that it sits on as well. An absolute essential, this one, isn't it, for die cutting, Craig?
It is as well, and just say with that carrier as well, that will hold a standard small adhesive roll. So at Christmas time when you get the little rolls with the fancy patterns and that, washi tapes, they'll fit on there no problem whatsoever. Yes, it's low tack tape, and you will find us say this quite a lot. Sometimes you will find us here when we're live, it'll sometimes take a couple of the fibres off the top layer of our cardstock. And I mention it, the elephant in the room, because you've seen it happen before. And that's because our Gemini is so strong. The pressure is unbelievable with the Gemini, therefore it really compresses the low tack tape onto the cardstock. So you'll hear us explain ways round it. For instance, pop your low tack tape onto an area of your cardstock that would be waste. But overall, it's nice, it's really, really handy. It's not as strong as your finger lift tape or that, because it is a low tack tape. It's to hold down your dies into place so they don't move about.
Amazing. Make sure you snap that up as well. Mary says, I didn't know you could glitter and heat emboss with red line. I need to give that a go. And Adriana says, love these double-sided adhesive sheets for picture puzzles. Another great way of using them. 638, 890 is platinum member if you want to snap those up. Chunky glue.
Chunky glue.
I can't look at this glue without thinking of Debbie Robinson. Now, she adores it, doesn't she, Craig? I know a lot of people like to use the sort of silicone glues. They can be a little bit on the whiffy side, can't they? But this will give us a similar effect, is that right?
Yeah, and it's clear, so you know you're going to have that clear aspect once it's dried. You've got your 3D glue gel in there, you've got your tool set as well, you've got the little syringe, and you've also got the little applicator, so that as you're coming to the end...
This isn't the normal one, is it? Is that the right one?
Yeah.
3D, I thought this looks different to the one. This is a silicone glue. This is a silicone glue. I think the 3D glue gel, it doesn't have any silicone in it.
So this one?
Yeah. Is it the right one?
So that one there, that's the one that's on the screen, odorless.
Odorless 3D cold kit. Yeah, no, this isn't the right one. This is the 3D decoupage glue that I've got just here, which is a different one. It's the glue gel that we're talking about, that Craig has got.
So that one, but you get your glue gel, you still get your syringe, and you also get your little tool, so as it comes to the end, you can start to then just wind it through. Just to say, the one that you were referring to, Joe, and this one, they do the same thing, where they're creating that depth when it comes to your decoupage. When it comes to your glue gel, as I said to you at the start, the only thing you need to take into account is you need to let it dry. Other than that, so many people will find it will find it easier to use because you've got flexibility. If you don't get it in the right place, you can move it. Now with foam pads, never going to diss foam pads, you know that, but you have only got certain depths of foam pads. Yes, you can layer them on top of each other to create real thick layers. At least with your glue gel, what you can then do is you can put a nice little circle, a nice little amount of the glue gel, and then what you can do is you can determine how high or how low you want it.
How
so
low
you know you can go.
Yeah. How low can you go?
So you can go from literally like 1 millimetre, 2 millimetre, 3, 4, 5, 6, simply by
as low as I
pulling.
can go.
And is that as low that you can go?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I can't get very low either. And if I do, I can't get up again. I'm hitting that age now. But yeah, with the glue gel, you can then keep it as shallow as you want, you can keep it as high as you want. The only thing you need to take into account is you need to let it dry. If you've never done layering before, if you've never done decoupage before, 3D before, believe it or not, I would always recommend try your 3D glue gel first, and then you can move on to your foam pads as well. But there we go, that's what you can do with that one.
Marvellous, 15.98, 27.90. The other one that I was showing you a minute ago, we do have it on the show, this particular one just here, which is the 3D decoupage glue, which is that one there. And it's the silicone glue, $6.29 UK only, saving you 10% on that one if you wanted to go for that one.
Yes.
We're going to go to Taki Taki. Taki Taki Rumba is the next one we're looking at, which is this one here. Debbie Fisher's favourite glue, this one.
Yes, not surprised.
She loves it, doesn't she?
She does.
And I must admit, I do get confused about what we do and don't use this on. Because there's some stuff we do. I'm going to introduce you to the... Should we introduce both at the same time, Craig?
Let's do it.
I feel like they go together, like ebony and ivory.
Yes.
So the tacky glue is this one just here, $9.98. You get 3 of these, and then we've also got the all-purpose, which is coming in right now for you, $5.98, $15.90. Both buy two, get one free. But I always get confused about, there's one, we use one for some things and one for another, is that right?
Yeah, so both of them, what you can do is you can use them to attach your embellishments or that. For me personally, that's when I would also use my 3D glue gel. That's what I like to use my 3D glue gel for the embellishments, but you can use these ones if you want. Your tacky glue is really good for your intricate die cut pieces because you've got that really, really fine nozzle. So you can be using it for that. You can be using it for the mats and layers. What we would say is taking both of them that Joe's just shown you. Your Collal all-purpose glue, wouldn't be using that for a coated cardstock, for instance like a Centura Pearl or a mirror card or a Miri card or something like that, because it can actually take away the layers. It can stop it from sticking over time. So I would tend to use those ones for your texture cardstocks, anything like that's a matte cardstock, not coated. And then when it comes to your tacky glue, what I would do is just flip it the other way around. So you could use your tacky glue for your Centura Pearls, your Adorable Scorables, your mirror card, your Miri card, those coated cardstocks you can be using them for. Or, as we were talking about earlier on with the tape runners and finger lift tapes, you want to use them as mats and layers, you can do as well. Debbie Fisher loves that tacky glue, and Leanne loves her all-purpose glue. She says it's the best glue in the world that she loves to use. So these are the two, these are the different ways you can use them. We will feature them in this section here on Wake Up Call, and then we'll have another look at them again during Glue School later on in the day.
Amazing, so absolutely snap those up. Brilliant price for you there. Buy two, get one free on both of them. Let's rummage on in and share with you some of the other stuff that we will be looking at in the later show. Remember, the Glue School is coming up at 6 p.m. here in the UK, 1 p.m. East Coast, 10 a.m. West Coast. This here is your floral decoupage. You get the pads, the stamps and the dies there. 67, 52, 95, 81 if you want to grab those. We've also got the Treat Box die collection here. Brilliant to use with your red liner tape. 89.99 or 101.95 on those. We've got the nesting frames. You'll be seeing these a little later. Brilliant. Hang on a minute.
I know.
Shut the front door and the sticky back door. Have you seen the price on those? $27.27 or $31.39. It saves you over £50 or $58. That's a really cool value, that. Make sure you're snapping that up. £21 and change as a platinum member. Then you've also got the matte and layer dies. These were the matte and layered, we call these, because these were your suggestion, Craig, weren't they?
They were. So in a couple of times a year we get the product development days where every single one of us in the company can put any ideas forward. So many of you love the mats and layers. Some of you still have trouble using them with the guillotine. So you said you would love some simple matte and layer die. So I put that towards the team, and they picked it up, and we've now got our 5x7 and our 6x6 at 1/4 inch increments.
Amazing. 23.38, 26.91. Great value, those.
Really good.
Really good value. We've also got the Floral Aperture Creator Card die collection for you. Launched yesterday with myself and Craig. Very, very busy yesterday. We might be having a little look at these again later today. 47.99 or 61.95, and then this next item. Oh wow! My.
This has got to be the most expensive.
Let's have a look at it anyway. I mean,
ever.
we'll quickly look at it.
Someone would think it's real gold.
$29.99 or $40.55. I mean, the price is still correct, to be honest. The zeros at the end are, are still there. Brilliant. 600 mils of gilding flakes across the gold, the silver and the copper. You've got the foam and the toolkit in there. How are we doing on the stock of that, Georgina? Do you know? Georgina's going to double check. It was over 3/4 yesterday, so I don't know how much longer that is going to be here. Definitely snap that up if you want to get your hands on it.
And how we've talking about the glue as well. Can I just briefly just explain? I know Debbie went over this as well. The other day I talked about it very, very briefly. That glue that you get inside is what we would tend to call a stays sticky glue. So that will not dry until you pop something over the top of it, i.e. glitter or the gilding flakes. That little pad that you've got is a dry pad. Pop some of that liquid glue / stay sticky glue onto that pad, then use that as if it was an ink pad. Glue up your stamp, pop it onto your cardstock, carefully release it, and then that whole image that you've stamped will stay sticky until you've popped something over the top of it. You've heard me talk about it every now and again when we're here live on Crafters TV. I've talked about want to try and get it in stock. we've now got it in stock with that little tool set.
Amazing. Snap it up whilst it's in stock because it isn't going to be around for long. A lot of you are going for the extra toolkit as well, so you can most definitely pop one of those into
That's what
there.
I did.
You went for an extra one. Yeah, it makes sense. I think it's something you're going to be using an awful lot. Tape pens, remember, buy 3, get 1 free in this particular collection, so it saves you 25%, under £10. Definitely a great opportunity to get yourself stocked up on these. But Craig's going to take us through them, how we use them, what they're great for.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do in this little section, we're going to have a look at, well, we've got broken it down into 3. So we're going to show you the mats and layers where we're going to show you the tape runner against your all-purpose glue, so a dry and a wet. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go into our intricate dies and we're going to use our dotty tape runner against our tacky glue because you've got that intricate nozzle. And then what we're going to do is have a look at decoupage and we're going to have a look at your glue gel over your foam pads. So we're going to talk you around these 3. It covers 6 adhesives, 6 of what I would consider as the most popular adhesives that we have and we use and we sell, and it's 3 of the main kind of concepts that you like to know. So I thought it's a nice little section to cover within Wake Up Call, and then we can then go full on when it comes to the Glue School 101. So what we're going to do is I have already got some of my mats and layers already cut. So I've gone in with some mats and layers, cut them with my guillotine. You could use some with your mats and layer dies if you so wish. So this is a texture cardstock, so it's not a coated one. So this is where I would be inclined to use my all-purpose glue if I were to use a wet glue. Alternatively, you can use your 22 metre straight tape runner to then do your mats and layers. So when it comes to these ones, using our tape runner, there's, it's a very simple form how to use them. There is kind of one thing that you want to do just at the end to make sure you get a nice clean finish to your adhesive. We tend to call it kind of like a mouse. It's kind of a mouse-esque shape to it. But all you're going to do is you've got these grids at the top here. Just sit it so it's nice and comfortable in your hand. You can take off your lid. And then all that you're going to do is you're going to start to roll. So I like to go in at a 90-degree angle. And I like to go right to the edge as I can. And then when I get to the end, what you want to do is you want to give it a little flick. What that's going to do is that's going to break that line of adhesive. And the reason you want it to do that is because just giving that a little pull, giving that a little break, that means you're going to get that nice clean edge. But what it means is right from the next part of your tape runner, you've got your adhesive right from the end. What I mean by that is if you were to roll and just pull the tape runner, there's a chance that what you're going to start to do is you're going to unravel all of that inner workings here of the adhesive. As soon as you start to unravel that, there's no going back. So in order you not to waste it, if you just make sure you give that a little flick at the end, that's going to break that line of adhesive, and that means you're going to get the absolute most use out of the adhesive when it comes to your tape runner. And then when it comes to your mats and layers, this is what I would say is a dry adhesive. So all that we're going to do is we're going to layer it up. I always would suggest, if you've got time, because we don't always have time to do it live on the show, but just go over, give it a little bit of a rub, build up that heat. Whether it's dry, whether it's wet, heat helps to activate that adhesive and makes it even stronger. So just a little rub. You don't need to do it for long. You just want to build up that heat. The friction will do that. We can set it to the side. We can do it again. So we're just going to go at an angle. We're going to pull. And once we get to the end, we're going to flick. And we're going to go all the way round.
Does it matter if you flick away or towards yourself?
So always either flick to me or flick away, as long as you are breaking that thread of adhesive. If you were to try and pull it that way or pull it that way, that's when you can start to roll that cord. So we're just going to do that once again and then flick. The smaller layers, I will go round the edges. As we get to larger layers, what I will then do is put a little line of adhesive within the middle panel. So if I do a couple more just to show you here. So once again, as we're getting larger, what I'm going to do, Joe, is I'm going to work my way round. We're getting that full use of adhesive because I'm breaking that adhesive thread, pulling, putting a bit within the middle there, and then that's going to help your cardstock to stop potentially buckling within the middle because you've got something that's holding it down. So we can go around, and then just so I can complete these layers here, let's do this one again. So flick in as we get to the end there, work our way around. Once we get to the end, go into the middle, add a little line of adhesive, layer it up, and we can then go in and we can then build up that heat once again. And then what you can do is either with your tape runner or with your glue gel or with your foam pads, you can then start to go up and build your layers in that way. Sentiment and image, something like that. But then that's how in the simplest form you would use your tape runner. So if I set that one to the side for now, and then let's bring in a wet alternative. So I've done same layers as before, but then with this one here, what we're going to be doing is giving you the option to have wiggle room. So if, unlike with the tape runner, because that is an instant, if you've not got that confidence just yet, you can start to line up your layers. If they're a bit wonky, if they're not quite straight, you've got time to move them, get them into place before they actually connect. So all that we're going to do is we're going to then just unscrew that nozzle. It doesn't screw off, there's only so far that you can screw it.
You can't pull it off?
No.
Okay.
If you have been using it quite a lot, what you're just wanting to do is if you've got a little bit excess glue at the top, just pick it off. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over, similar to what I've done before, we're going to work around the edges. We're just going to do a little bit. You do have that attached spatula.
How hard are you squeezing it?
Oh, very, very, very lightly. Not squeezing it a lot, just enough to get that glue just coming through the hole that we can see at the top. Then what we're going to do is we're going to pop that on. We can see there it's not exactly straight, so what I can then do is start to wiggle that into position, get it where I want. If you've got any excess glue that's coming out the side, what you can start to do is you can then start to move it, roll it with your fingers, and the best way to explain this is you do get a little glue bogey. It just comes together, it doesn't affect your cardstock, it doesn't damage it, it doesn't taint it, nothing like that. Takes it off, you move it out the way, and then you've got your matting layer where you've been able to manoeuvre it into place. So we can do it again. So we're going to go around the edges here, very, very little. You don't need much at all. Always do a little squiggle within the middle. And remembering, each time you use certainly a wet glue, what happens is as you press it, a little bit of that excess glue will go towards the edges or actually come inwards. So with my tape runner, you notice how I went right to the edge. With my wet glues, my all-purpose glue, I don't necessarily go right to the edge, Joe, because I know that that glue will potentially just start to move just to the outer edges.
Seepage.
And you don't want seepage.
You don't.
But if that happens, don't worry with your all-purpose glue. So let's just quickly do that once again. So we're going in, just do little squiggles there, not gone right to the edges, as I explained a moment ago, because when I start to go in, what will happen is that glue that I have popped on is then going to just press outwards. So we can work our way around, and I've still got that manoeuvrability if I need. But then say that we have a little bit that's come out at the side here. This is where all that we're going to do, I'm going to hold my card so it doesn't move, but I'm just going to roll it back and forwards. Roll it back.
Roll your glue gently round the card. Merrily, 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 merry. Then you can discard. There you go. You can sing that every time you do it.
Pick it up, just discard it.
I thought it was better than that, Craig, but you know, tough crowd.
Tough crowd today. You had a tough crowd yesterday. And then last, but by no means least, let's just do that one again. Round the edges, little coverage within the middle, popping this one on. And then that is ways in which you can use your wet and your dry adhesives when it comes to your mats and layers. Popping it on, pressing it in. Should you wish to keep it flat, you can. Whether you wish to use it with your foam pads, you can. And if you are going to be using this one, what this will do is give you an absolute rock solid layer. So rock solid, it's actually as if it sounds as though it's chipboard if you were to start knocking it against your glass mat or your surface. Super strong, super sturdy, and it is a nice one that many like to use if they've not got the confidence to get it in the right place the first time. That is a good one to use. So whether you love to use your tape runner, whether you like to use your all-purpose glue, you've got your dry, you've got your wet, the two main bases of your mats and layers when it comes to the adhesives. That's how and where you would use each of these ones.
Brilliant. So if you want to go for the all-purpose, you can. It's this one here, the Call-Out All-Purpose Glue Collection. 3 of them coming there for you, £5.90. It's £2 a pot in the UK. Really, really great value. Or your other option, of course, to go for is the tape pen. It really is horses for courses, as they like to say. Just whatever works for you. So there you are, £11.97 or £17.85. You buy 3, you get 1 free, which is brilliant. I wanted to go through the gilding flake options for you. So the bumper collection, it's your starter kit really. What you've got here is the 3 core colours. You've got 200 mils of each. 3/4 of stock gone. You get the 2 foam pad selections and the toolkit as well. £29.99 or £40.55. 3/4 gone. Then we have a load of extra colours for you as well. 50 mils of each. 40% of the blusher's gone. £14.99, £16.95. Then the same here with your Cosmic, £14.99 or £16.95. Carnival, 70% still gone of the Carnival. We lost a lot of that yesterday, £14.99 or £16.95. And then the patina, very, very busy still on the patina also, not far behind. £14.99 or £16.95 is your price there. If you wanted to go for the precious metals on their own, just the gilding flakes, 40% gone on its own, £19.99 or £26.85 is your price. Right, we're going to go back to Craig again, and next, Craig, we're going to look at
intricate die cut pieces.
Intricate die cut pieces.
And what adhesives you may want to use. So this time, you may want to use your Dotty tape runner, or you may want to use your tacky glue for this one here. Now once again, as we touched upon at the start there when I took over from Becky, this is where your intricate die cut pieces, you could be using these A4 double-sided adhesive sheets we'll talk you through later on. You might want to use your adhesive sprays. These are all additional options, but within this mini section here within Wake Up Call, as I pointed out, just kind of stepping you through the 6 main adhesives that tend to be used quite a lot. So what I've done is I've taken one of our nest and die intricate frames that we've actually got on the show, this one being the abstract frame. And I've already ran this one through my Gemini. So what we can then do with this, you could be using your sprays if you want to, as I touched upon a moment ago. But when it comes to your Dotty tape runner, what this enables you to do is you're able to go over that full intricate die cut piece with the Dotty tape runner, and the adhesive dots, they're only going to stick to your actual die cut piece. So you're not going to get any of these little die cut apertures that are going to be clogged up with any of your glues. You know, it's a really nice, quick and dry form to be using your Dotty tape runner. With this one, all that we're going to do, similar to how I was using the straight tape runner, this is the way that I like to personally do it. I like to start at one end and I like to work my way down. I do like to always pop a scrap piece of cardstock, or when I'm at home, 9 times out of 10 it's just a piece of copier paper.
Okie doke.
And then what we can then do is we can go all the way around. I like to cover all of the areas that have the die cut piece. We can then go in, ensuring that all these little bits are nicely covered and coated. Because we've got a solid back in here, within this circle here, for me, once again, this is a personal thing, you can absolutely go in and do strips of the tape runner. You can do, that's no problem at all. I like to keep this for my die cut pieces. So if you've got that one, 9
It's
times
slightly
out of
more
10,
expensive, isn't it, than the solid one?
It is, yeah. So if you've got that one, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have the straight one and you're going to have it at the side. So all that I do then is I will go in and then I will just infill with my straight tape runner. As I pointed out, if you don't happen to have this one, please don't worry, you can still use the dotty one. I just like to keep that for my die cut pieces that are intricate. And then all that we can do is we can then lift that up. Any residual pieces of your dots are just going to be underneath here. There's very little though, they do pretty much only stick to the die cut piece. I think it's to do with that raise factor, although it's probably not even a millimetre or so, they stick to where you need them to stick. What we can then do is we can then come in, we're going to go in, this could be a coloured layer, this could be a card blank layer, but by popping it onto the black, what enables you to see even from up above, there's no little bits of adhesive that are shining through. We can go around with our finger, same as the mats and layers I showed you, building up that heat, just that little bit, that's going to really, really strengthen that adhesive, even although it's strong as it is. Work our way around, and then what we've then got is an absolute perfectly adhered die cut layer onto your card blank, your card stock, without anything shining through. Pop in with a sentiment, stamped image, something along those lines, but that is one of the main ways in which many of you will tend to use your intricate die cut pieces with your dotty tape runner. Within Glue School Masterclass later on in the day, we'll also explain how for something like this, you can use your dotty tape runner, you can use your permanent sprays, you can use your adhesive sheets. There are other options. These seem to be the simplest for them when it comes to your dry adhesives. So having the dry adhesives for that one, you may, which is when I'm at home, actually my personal preference for your intricate die cut pieces. And that's because I have a lot of patience, and when I'm prepping at home, making cards for family and friends, I've got that time that what I like to do is I'll go in with my tacky glue. I would recommend as well, if you've not already got any, get a couple of these little applicators. They come empty, and all that you're going to do is pop in some of your tacky glue, or you can pop in some of your all-purpose as well, and you even get the little needle as well to then stop it from clogging. So all that I've done is decanted some of that into my little applicator, but exactly the same as your all-purpose, just turn the nozzle. If you've got a little bit of dry adhesive at the top, pop it off, and then all that you're then going to do is be able to use that onto your die cut pieces, onto your embellishments if you choose to adhere them in that way. But what we can do is if we take our little applicator, and I'm going to take my little needle out, and what I do with this one is I'll start to go over the back, but what I do, Joe, is I don't go over every single piece. I kind of sketch over the top. So I'm very, very quickly sketching, because if I refer back to the all-purpose glue where I said wet glue will start to spread out, even although I'm putting a little amount, by sketching...
You're so fast at that.
Really, really quick. And the key thing is, I'm not being quick because it's something that I use quite a lot. I'm being quick on purpose. The quicker you are, the more of that sketch feel that you get, which means you're going to actually get a really, really nice coverage. It's going to then, when I say seep out, I don't mean seep out from under the die cut pieces. It's going to spread out when we start to layer it onto our card stock. So this is going to be one of those where if you have got patience, you may like to do this, because it's what I like to do. If you've not got any patience to do this for them, this is where you may then take your dotted tape runner, your sprays, or your adhesive sheets, but sketching all the way around, and by going in, what the wet glue, this tacky glue, will also do is that will then start to dry into the fibres of your cardstock, both the die cut layer and the matting layer for the base, and that's going to enable it to be absolutely strong as anything, because you've got that adhesive that's soaked through, dried through into the fibres, giving it a little squiggle within the back there. And then what I can do once again is go in.
If we use too much of this one, Craig, will this make our cardstock wrinkle if we put too much on?
No.
It won't?
If you were to really, really fill your back layer, of course it will. However, with the Collal tacky glue, there's not a lot of water content within it. The more water content, the more that your cardstock is going to start to ruffle up. It's going to then start to soak through. So with the Collal tacky glue, because there's not a huge amount of water content, it's all glue, it's all adhesive, that then means you don't have to worry about that happening. You might find you get little bits of the glue just popping out from the sides. I like to dab it off, as you can see with my hand there, and then what will happen is that will then dry absolutely crystal clear. It's going to be really, really strong, and as I pointed out a moment ago, what you've then got is a really reliable layer, because the glue has soaked through into the fibres, both the die cut and that base layer, which is going to give it really, really strong and strength when it comes to the project that you're making, whether it's cards, whether it's home decor. But then that is where you would then potentially use your tacky glue over your dotty tape runner. There is loads of other ways in which you can then start to adhere this sort of layer that we'll talk through throughout Glue School 101, but as a basis, these are kind of like two ways that you would use your glues, your dotty tape runners over your intricate die cut pieces.
Amazing, really awesome, great explanation there. If you want to go for the tacky glue, it's a 3-pack for you. You can go there, you get 100 mils in each, which is going to last you a really, really long time. We also then as well have the dotty tape pen available for you as well. It's on a buy 3 get 1 free, 14.97, 20.85 if you want to get your hands on that. We're going to give you an opportunity to check out your basket. We'll take a really quick break. Whilst you do that, here's some of the fun stuff we like to get up to here at Crafters TV.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash.
Make light work of intricate and delicate die-cutting designs with the Pokey Tool from Crafter's Companion. An absolute essential part of any paper crafter's kit, its precise tip has been designed to release the tiniest pieces to reveal your finished results with absolute precision. And to make sure your finished project is perfect, each Pokey Tool has a rubber tip protector, so there's no risk of damaging your die-cutting design or yourself. The Crafter's Companion Pokey Tool is such an essential craft item, we've included 2 in each set.
Quick Buy, get yours now.
Absolutely, right now.
Buy.
A lot of
All
people
your
saying
crafting
hello. So Jeffrey says, top of the morning. Oh, wow. Ah! That is really scary. That is really scary. How weird was that? Oh, you made my throat go.
That was a ghost.
Oh. He's over there. Ah! That's very... Right. Look, we can do like two together. Oh, steady. Very, very strange. Very, very strange. Happy accidents there. Top of the morning all, says Jeffrey. I hope the day finds you safe and healthy. It finds me safe and healthy. How does it find you, Craig?
Absolutely wonderful.
Brilliant. Christine says, good morning from Altoona, Pennsylvania. I love the name. Altoona. Sounds really fun, doesn't it?
I was watching Mrs. Doubtfire the other day.
Ah. Is she from Altoona?
No, but that song's at the start. It just reminds me of the song at the start.
She says, love the collar glue. You used it to seal pegs into posts on my solar lights. My old lights always came apart and pegs were left in the ground. Hopefully this holds. Well, I do hope so. Brenda says, good morning. Gilmore says, mesmerising to watch Craig use the precision glue on that die cut. Hello, Joe, Craig, Chloe at Team Social, at Crafters and Crafty Peeps. Hello to all. I love it when our viewers welcome everyone.
Everyone.
Everyone. You know, it's a very inclusive place. Let's have a little look at these then. It is, of course, the floral decoupage. Brilliant to use with your adhesive, and something you need to make sure you've got the correct adhesive for. In here you're going to get 48 sheets in the pad, which is this one here, and you're able to use that to cut out with the dies, and then when you layer it up, this is what you achieve just here. When you're done with that, you can stamp the image out and then use the dies to layer it up, and you get this element just here. 67.52 and 95.81, you're getting in the precious poppy, you're also getting in the beautiful lilies, the spring is here, and also the roses in bloom as well. Gorgeous, aren't they? Absolutely lovely.
Beautiful.
Amazing. We're going to Craig.
Yeah.
All right. I wasn't sure. You just looked like he was just chilling out. He was very, very chilled today. It's a Friday thing. You got the weekend off?
Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing?
Chilling, I think.
Oh.
Chilling. Been doing a lot of gallivanting lately.
Oh, I love a good gallivant.
Having a look at castles and cathedrals and out and about. And then next weekend, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm home to Scotland for a flying visit. 'Cause I've not been
bonny
home
Scotland.
for quite a wee while.
Amazing.
So that's going to be good. So yes, chilling. Well, I'll chill tomorrow. I might do something Sunday.
Nice. Gorgeous.
Well, I'll show you these decoupage in the
Yeah,
two different ways you can
I feel like
fit
we've been very relaxed today, haven't we?
have.
Definitely all got that Friday feeling going on, that's for sure.
I think it's because as well, it's kind of like a school feel, whereas we've got the troublemakers, and then what we've got is we've got the learning the different adhesives, or refreshing your knowledge if you need a little refresh as well. So, what I've already done beforehand is I have already cut out one of the floral decoupage, and I've got all the layers good to go, and I have done this twice because what we'll do is we'll show you how you can then use your glue gel with them over your foam pads. So I'm going to go in with our Odorless 3D glue gel here, and you will find a lot of the time I use it just with one of our pokey tools, and then I take the amount that I need, flick it off, and then I pop that onto the back of the area that I want to pop my glue gel on. You can do that, of course, it's like the way that I do it. However, you do get a little syringe. It does come empty. So what we will do is, I know that I will use all of this before I get to the end. So we'll start it off, and a simple question we get asked quite a lot is the best way to refill it. Because sometimes you think what you're going to do is you're going to refill it full. Don't do that one, because you'll end up actually wasting a lot of it. So what we're going to do to start with, we've got our syringe, you get the little cap as well. Always make sure that you pop that cap on, it's going to stop it from drying. So if I take my first layer, what I'm going to do with this one, first of all, this base layer, I want to be flat. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to use my tape runner for this one, and I'm going to go around the edge. You could have used your all-purpose glue if you wanted to. I'm going to use my tape runner. I've got a little matting layer all good to go. Can pop that one on. So what we can do now is with layer number 2, you can shape them if you want with your fingers, with the ball tool, or for me, I just like to leave them completely flat. I like that look. What you can then do is go onto the back, and then into each section start to put a little globule or a little dot or a little mound of your glue gel. And if I do use my glue gel on decoupage, I space it out and put in amounts just so that I've got a nice coverage. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way around, get that into the right position. And once I'm in that position, this is when I can determine how high up I want it, how low down I want it. If I want it further down, I can then press it. But if I decide I want it to be higher up, I can go in with my fingers, or I can go in with my pokey tool and start to raise it up. So we've got our first layer. Then what we can do is we can go back in, and we're going to do exactly the same. So round about the center of each area, we're going to add a layer of our glue gel, and we're going to keep building. We're going to build, and you can have that base layer at a certain level, you can have this top layer higher up, lower down, or roughly at the same level as the base. What I'm then going to do is go in with our next one, so we can put a layer, and then I've just got enough there before I have to refill it. Pop that one back into place, pop this one on. We can determine once again how high, how low we want this layer. And I've still got this one to do, but I've ran out. So what we're going to do is let's take out that end syringe. Make sure that you've got all of your glue right to the top here of the little, what do you call it? What would you call that? Little tube. A little tube. What we can then do is we can then go in with the end, and then I'm going to make sure that this end is over that aperture of the back. We can then go in, and then what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze so that that's then going into the syringe. Then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stop. So I'm stopping while we've got that empty bit at the base there. Take that away. We can then go back in, and we're then going to push that right up until it starts to come out the end. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to this. We're going to push all the glue up to the top. We're going to make sure that we've got a nice little mound just popping out that we can see there. There we go. So we've just got it just popping out, and then we're going to pop that cap on. That's going to create an airtight top to it, and therefore it's not going to dry out. Brilliant. Set that one to the side. We can go in with our last one. Let's pop our last two bits on. We can then go in. We can press that one on, and then what we're going to do is exactly the same as what I've done with the tube. I'm going to press that so that I've got a small amount coming out, and then what we can do is put the cap back on. That's going to create an airtight seal. So then next time, take that off, we're good to go. You don't have to then try and take out any of the dry bits. And now what we've got is our decoupage. Whatever height, whatever layer you want, the only thing you have to take into account with your glue gel is you need to let it dry before you then start to send it or post it. And then just before we run out of time, because we're getting there, let's go back in with our next layer. And with this one, this is where you can then use your foam pads over the glue gel. So we've got a selection of foam pads on the show. We've also got even more on our website. So what we can then do is we can take our foam. So I've got some of the different shapes, some of the different depths that we've got in here. So what we can then do is I'm going to go in with one of them here. Start to then simply take off that backing. We can then go in and we can start to position them where we need them to go. You can always cut down your foam pads. Although you do get small ones, and I use small ones, it's nice to be able to cut down your larger ones. Pop them into position. I'm going to go in with one more here. So similar, Joe, to my glue gel, I personally like to make sure I've got a nice coverage with my foam pads. So we can go over the back. We've got that easy release. So we can then take these ones off. We're going to do exactly the same as the glue gel. The only thing you need to keep in mind is it's instant stick. So as long as you don't press, you can still maneuver it off. However, if you go back in and then start to press it in, that's you now set. It's in place. We can go in with the last couple of them. So let's go back in with these ones here. I'm going to take a couple. I would trim them down a little bit smaller, but I know we're just about coming to the end and I want to make sure I show you this one. So pop that one in. And when it comes to foam pads, you do have options with different depths. So if you want it to be quite high, use some of the foam pads that are quite high in depth. If you want it to be quite low, then use the low depth foam pads. But we can go in, pop that one on. Let's take this last one as well. We can take that, pop that one onto the back, take this one off, and now that I've created this one, I could pop that straight onto a card and I could send that into the post because that's completely dry, it's completely ready, you've got that depth. So whether it is your glue gel, where you've got the maneuverability of it, or whether you want your foam pads, you've then got that instant ability to send it to whoever you want to send it to. So exactly the same job. As I always say as well, some people say you can't shape your decoupage when you're using foam pads. You absolutely can do. It's just a personal preference. Never done decoupage before, I would highly recommend try your glue gel first, because you've got that maneuverability, then also give your foam pad a try, see what ones you prefer. But at least within this mini masterclass on Wake Up Call, we've covered the 6 main adhesives, and we'll go into a lot more detail later on, 6 o'clock here in the UK, 1 p.m. Eastern Time.
Amazing.
101.
Let me recap them for you, what you're getting in that decoupage collection. You're going to get the precious poppies, which are these ones just here. You've also got the beautiful lilies. We then have the spring is here. And you've also got roses in bloom in there as well. $67.52 or $95.81 is your price. Platinum price of $54.02 or $76.65. Don't forget also that penny sale is taking place over on the website at the moment, so make sure you head over there and check that out. Some real bargains to be had. And also remember what's happening for the rest of the day here on Crafters TV. So 2 p.m. here in the UK, softer side myself and Becky. That will be at 9 a.m. East Coast, 6 a.m. West Coast, and then a little later myself and Craig will return for that glue school, 6 p.m. here in the UK, 1 p.m. on the East Coast, 10 a.m. over on the West Coast. Right, we are going to go and get some lunch, I guess. What, you got anything nice?
I'm not.
Why not?
I'm away to start filming a brand new sub-box,
Are
craft kit
you?
box. I'm away to jump into the next studio and do that. So you'll see that over the next couple of weeks, yeah. Then I'm going to have some lunch.
Oh, okay, brilliant. Well, I'm going to have some lunch and a bit of a gossip with Becky, but enjoy your filming. I'll see you back here a little later this evening, and I'll see you guys back here in about an hour's time. Take care. Bye.